My name is Shannon Gillette, and I'm proud to lead one of Arizona's top real estate teams. And we have started a very exciting series where I am interviewing our top performing teammates here at the Gillette Group. And today we have something very special in store because we are going to be talking with Julie Clarke. And a fun fact about Julie is she has been in real estate for 12 months, and she has already sold and closed over 10 homes, one of which was over $4 million. So I'm sure you're wondering, Julie, how in the world are you doing so well your first year in real estate? I'm excited to dig in. Julie, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
I've got to start with my favorite question because you are newer to real estate. You are such an incredible addition to the Gillette Group. You are taking such great care of your clients and exceeding, just these crazy goals that you've had for yourself. But 12 months in, what's a myth in real estate that you believed before joining real estate?
So I think I always heard everyone can do real estate. It's easy, everyone can do it. And I'm here to tell you, I have an extensive sales background, not everyone can do this job. It is much harder, much harder than it seems. There's so much to it, there's so much marketing, and besides that personal connection you have to have with our client is huge.
Yeah, it looks easy from the outside if you're just following someone's Instagram. Oh, look, they sold another home. But what you don't see is what goes on behind the scenes.
Yes.
And right now, especially in this market, every transaction has its ups and downs, and you've got to see some of that firsthand. So what specifically, I know a lot of it is hard, but what stands out to you of like, man, I had no idea that this went into getting a real estate deal closed?
So I think the hugest thing for me is I don't know if it's as far as the real estate deal, is having all the transactional things behind the scenes that you have to do, the deadlines you have to meet, the laws you have to know, different things like that. It can be super overwhelming. So you need a team around you that can help you, especially for a new agent. You need help and guidance with all of that, or I don't think you can succeed.
And that's the cool thing about the Gillette Group is we've been able to come alongside you, and it's just crazy to see how quickly you've picked up on everything, how well you're serving your clients. I mean, nobody would know that you are fairly new to real estate because you literally are at the point in your career where most people it would take 5 or 10 years to get to. But you have just such a natural ability to learn the process. Your communication skills are awesome. And traditionally, we actually don't really bring new agents on the Gillette Group, but we were really impressed with your background. So tell us a little bit more about like where you were at before joining real estate.
So I had a 23-year career in corporate Nordstrom. So I love Nordstrom dearly. And I did many different roles there. But when I left, I ran the training and education department for the entire company, a role I'm very proud of. But I left that when I had twins. And then I did some network marketing. So I had to learn how to become an entrepreneur online in front of a camera, talking and trying to grow a business. And then the other career I had was I helped actually create a network marketing career for a company that's local here in Arizona, and that's what brought me to Arizona. So that sales background and being able to talk and grow a business online, I think is what else has allowed me to, have some success this year with real estate.
Yeah, I mean, you were almost built to become a real estate agent,
Yes.
and you can use everything you learned in your previous careers to excel as a real estate agent. I know getting your license isn't necessarily easy, and then you have to make the choice of what do you do next. So
Yes.
What made you want to join the Gillette Group?
Well, as I was looking around, deciding whether to be a solo agent or on a team, I had a mentor and just saw what she was doing, and she was on a team. But then I started investigating local teams around Arizona, and there was hands down, there was no other choice but the Gillette Group. This team truly is the Nordstrom of real estate teams. I'm proud to say that, and I don't think I'd work with any other team unless I felt that. I mean, the customer service and the marketing and all the things that Nordstrom provides, that's ingrained in you, and you want that for what you represent. And so I can hold my head high and represent that being part of the Gillette Group.
Yeah, Yeah, I love that. And I agree. I mean, there's no team in Arizona like the Gillette Group and everything we have to offer for our clients. What would you say is your superpower in real estate?
So I think that I was able to hit the ground running as if you would have thought that I was already been a realtor or had been a realtor for years. So, and I don't know if this is a superpower or not, but it just, in the short time that I've been a realtor, being able to brand yourself and be on social media and talk to your sphere and let them know what you're doing and come out like you're an expert in your marketing and your branding, that's a huge piece of it. And I think it's so important to get out of your own way and realize you have to do that for your client so that my sphere sees me, they can know, like, and trust me, so they're going to recommend me to people.
Yeah, and you have an impressive work ethic. I think we all know the stats that 87% of real estate agents don't make it past their first 2 years. And there's a lot of qualities you have that make you really successful, but your work ethic is definitely one of them. A lot of agents, they'll put in a few days of work, cold calling or sending mailers, and they won't see that immediate result. And they'll give up and say, oh, that doesn't work for me. I tried that. What I see with you is, like, you understand this is a long-term game. You're putting in the work every day. You're doing some really cool things within your farm. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you've done specifically, even just in your own neighborhood, that's helped you really get some quick success?
Yeah, so I started out farming, and for those that don't know what that is, it's direct marketing to everyone in my neighborhood. So I invest in 2 direct mail pieces a month. They also get a newsletter from me about community events, just what's happening in the market, what's happening in our own little mini micro community. And then they also get a HomeBot, so HomeBot letter. So I get four touches with my neighborhood directly. And then I think that's really important so that they start seeing me over and over and over again, so I'm top of mind. And then I also hosted an event in my neighborhood. It's an ice cream social on the first day of school, back to school. So I invited the entire neighborhood to come and have free ice cream on me. And I was there, and we had about 100 people. So I got to shake hands and meet everyone. And then I'm also helping to host the Christmas party that we're having in our neighborhood. So just putting my face out there.
That's amazing. You're doing things that a lot of agents don't even start doing until they're a few years in the business. What would you say to an agent that's like, oh, that sounds nice, but I can't afford mailers and ice cream trucks? What would you tell them?
So in my mind, I can't even imagine doing this business without doing that.
Yeah.
So I just can't. This business is about being an entrepreneur, and I feel like maybe that's why I didn't start it until a little bit later in life for me, because I was ready to do that and able to put in all of that work. I don't know that you could do it without that. I'm sure you can, but it would probably take you so much longer, and I'm not in a place where I was ready to wait. I wanted to make it happen now.
Yeah, we have a few ladies on our team that excel in farming like you, and I love the saying that, man, obviously mailers can be expensive, but one homeowner in your neighborhood calls you, asks you to list their home, that one sale pays for your farming for what? Your lifetime.
Yes.
So you've got to spend money to make money, and so many people want the shortcut in this business. So it's so cool that you're going all in, and you've seen the results. You've already paid for your farming.
Absolutely. So I've had one sale directly from the ice cream event from someone in my farm that recommended me to her coworker. And so I helped them get into a home, a first-time home buyer, and then I have another client where we're listing his $1 million home in the after the new year. So, and that's all from my farming.
Yeah, that's amazing. So you're a newer agent working really hard, but you also have the backing of a really solid real estate team.
Yes.
So what advice would you give to a brand new agent, maybe Julie a year ago? What type of advice would you give to that agent just starting out?
I think that, so a brand new agent just starting out, I would recommend getting on a team. I think you need to have a mentor as well. So those two things combined to give you that training that you need and just help guide you along the way. It's a whole different world. And then the second piece of advice is you have to market yourself, and you have to be willing to put yourself out there, talking to people, being on social media. And so many people don't want to be on social media. They don't even want to do a video for their homeowners. And I think that's crazy. And I think you have to put your ego aside and know that what you're doing isn't about you. It's about helping someone with their biggest asset. That is the most important.
I love that. I mean, I hear real estate agents say, I don't want to do video because I don't like how I look on camera, or I'm not natural. And it's like, man, there are so many studies that show doing listing videos, getting on camera, help your client get more exposure for their home. Would you sit and tell your seller who's trusting you with their biggest asset that, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do video marketing for your home because I'm not comfortable on camera? Like, that just sounds ridiculous.
Yes.
And everything is a little scary at first. Your first listing consult, the first time you took buyers out and didn't really know how to open up the lockbox, like nothing comes natural your first time. But the more you get on camera, the more you speaking into the camera on social media, the easier it becomes. And do you ever have any of those doubts? Like, do you post something on social and maybe feel like, oh, that was cringy, or, oh, it only had a certain amount of views? Like, are you having any of those thoughts?
I mean, always. I mean, and I guess I started, several years ago on social media. So I had those 2 views, 1 view. And now have sometimes thousands of views, sometimes 200 views. But think of a room with 200 people. Yeah. That's so many people. And so how could you get mad about that? But I say cringy things all the time. And I happen to go back and look and think, oh, but you know what? That makes you human. We're not perfect, and nobody wants to see someone perfect.
Yeah.
So we just have to get out of our own way.
It's better to get yourself out there than, man, I can't even look at my old videos, especially my OG listing videos. They are so bad, cringy. But yeah, I'm proud of that girl that got in front of the camera. Yes. I know that I wouldn't be where I am without video and social media and all of that. Yeah. What a lot of people don't know about Julie is her first closing on the team was a $4.3 million home that came to us through a team lead from our video marketing. That's like a dream closing, but yet it wasn't easy. Tell us a little bit about your first sale. Did you ever think your first closing would be $4 million?
No. Are you kidding me? And I'm very proud of myself. And so thankful to the team, because it was a team lead. So it was a cold, I had to take the call and fight for that client to want to work with me and get an appointment with her. And she told me when I picked up the phone and called her, it's between you and the neighborhood expert. So won't name any names. And so it's between you two. And I thought, oh my gosh. So I won her over. I spoke with her, and I just spoke from the heart and tried to be myself and talk much about our team. And I won her over and got the sale, and we closed it. It was wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely ups and downs along the way, especially in this market. There's no easy sale. And a lot of people may see, oh, Julie is just lucky. She got a $4 million team lead and it was just handed to her. But even the hottest lead in the world, you still have to close them. You still have to know how to communicate, and you still have to follow up. Yes. And I know with that lead that came in, I mean, this particular buyer saw our video marketing online, registered on our website, came through as a lead for one of our listings. And it was just so impressive. Your first sale, you went all in, you didn't give up. And I think a lot of agents that have been in the business a long time, they may just call once, they don't call back and say, oh, it was a bad lead. But I mean, you converted that to an incredible closing, and it just really started this momentum for your whole career. And talk about this, one of your first listings and your open house.
Yes. So my very first listing, I had we went in with a really great pricing strategy to begin with. We were slightly below market value. But the goal was to bring as many people in as possible. So we had a very successful open house where I ended up retaining and getting 4 buyer clients from that. So, and they've all since closed. The last one will close next week.
A lot of agents host open houses and they don't see a lot of success from them. So what is your superpower? How did you get 4 closings from 1 open house?
So I really feel like your pricing strategy to begin with is the key to a successful open house. If you're coming in and starting and pricing your home too high, you're not going to get a lot of people at the open house. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I was trying to make sure to talk to everyone and get on a personal level with them. Where are they from? Are they originally from here? What's their favorite sports team or whatever? Trying to read whatever it was that they were interested in and asking them questions. And so we've made genuine friendships with those 4 people. I truly intend, a couple of them I'm still texting with, and they'll be invited to my husband's birthday party. So that's just, I like relationships, and I want to continue that. And so I'm not exactly sure what my secret sauce is, other than
you just
communication.
You just have a natural ability to talk with people, right? And that is a skill that's acquired over years and years of being in front of people. But for somebody that is maybe new to sales, did you have any type of like closing line, or like how did you get their information?
So we have our own app, the Gillette Group app from the App Store. And that really is my way to get their information, to say, I have a way that I can help you on your home search without tracking your information or sharing it with a third party. And then you can heart all the properties that you like. And then I can look at that and kind of curate a better list for you and get to know what your likes, your wants and needs, and then help you find the perfect home. So that is how all 4 of those clients used our app. And that's how I communicate. Some of them still are, and they've already purchased their homes.
No, and that's amazing. And it's a low pressure sales closing, which that's my favorite type of closing, right? Like, I want to provide so much value and tools that other agents just don't have, and a brand where clients are like, are you taking on new clients right now? Will you help me find a home? Will you help me list a home? I have never in my 20 years of real estate ever said, hey, are you looking to buy or sell a home? It's just more of a natural conversation. And hey, here's what we have to offer. And I want somebody to think like, man, if I don't use the Gillette Group, I'm going to miss out. I'm going to miss out on opportunities. I'm going to miss out on experience. So it's just so incredible what you've built in such a short amount of time. I think it's going to be really inspiring to new agents. And just to recap, it sounds like day one, you really suggest these agents get on a team. I think it's really hard to be a solo agent in today's market. And a lot of agents, they get too caught up in team splits. They think, oh, team splits, I just want to be a solo agent. But it's funny to me because you have to look at your annual income. And if you are on a solid team that is providing you resources, potentially leads, things for your clients, you're going to make more annually. And you're going to have a better quality of life, because it would be really hard, I'm sure you see now, being a solo agent by yourself, not having any of that team support. It's crazy, especially when you're a mom, right?
I couldn't imagine being in this business without being on a team. I didn't know that when I first started. I completely know that now. So I owe my success, I feel, to the team and to the resources that we've been provided by you and by David. I wouldn't have had the success. I wouldn't have had the open house, and I wouldn't have had my very first closing without the team. And the team splits are not even something that I think about. What I think about is what I can do and my success and my goals, and everything will naturally fall into place. And I'm happy to have the team split so that you take care of some of those things for me.
Well, I appreciate that. And I mean, you're such a huge asset to the team. You know now, 12 months in, this job is not easy, especially when you're dealing with that. I mean, you've had some crazy situations come up over the past year. So last question before we get into our rapid fire is, what is your why? Because I believe as a real estate agent, you have to have a strong why, or you will not be able to survive a day in this business.
So homes have always been important to me. I've always looked at being a realtor ever since I was little. I did not have a solid home, the foundation growing up. I didn't always have my own home. So homes and providing and working with people to provide them that, like, I can't tell you, like, it warms me up. It almost makes me emotional. So that's my personal why.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, we as real estate agents are changing people's lives, and who they hire to help them with their real estate transaction is a big deal, and we don't take that lightly. There are no sellers selling for fun right now, and if they trust us with their biggest asset, we want to make sure we're not taking any shortcuts, making sure their home's getting a level of exposure that's almost impossible to beat. And the same goes for buyers. I think a lot of people out there, they may feel obligated to use a friend that just got their license and doesn't have that solid team backing. And man, they're missing out on opportunities, negotiations, experience, and what we do matters. It's not easy. We always joke about just quitting it all, right? Because and lately, I mean, I've been personally I like to wake up at 3 a.m. just with the pressure of all of this that we have going on. It's not easy, but on closing day, when our clients have their dream home or their home has sold and closed and they can move on to their next adventure, it's all worth it. And that's what we're here at the Gillette Group, is just to serve our clients well. And I appreciate everything you offer to the team and can't wait for the future. But now it's time for rapid fire, Julie.
Okay.
All right, rapid fire, Julie. Do you prefer working with buyers or sellers?
Buyers.
Buyers, okay. Yeah, these days it is a little bit more rewarding because sellers are stressful. What's your dream neighborhood to live in?
Oh, Trilogy, Vistancia.
Okay, all right. Favorite place to shop for business clothes?
Nordstrom.
Nordstrom, okay. What's the most underrated feature in a home to you?
Most underrated feature, a laundry room.
Okay, a good laundry room, all right. What's your coffee order of choice?
Oh, it's a brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso.
Okay. Do you prefer a podcast or a book?
A book.
Okay. If you have 10 minutes alone, are you listening to a podcast, reading, or scrolling social?
Honestly,
Yeah.
scrolling social.
Scrolling social. And then I love this because we're both working moms. I am so impressed by any working mom that actually cooks dinner. I know I'm not one of them, but what is your go-to family dinner on a busy night?
On a busy night, skillet baked spaghetti.
Okay. It's like a one-pan
It
thing?
is. It's so good.
Oh, wow. See, I'm just so impressed by this. Well, Julie, congratulations on an incredible first year. Top performer here at Gillette Group. Can't wait to see what the future holds. And I hope that the viewers, I know that they are going to leave with some great information and inspiration, because what you've done is pretty incredible. So where can the people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Julie Clarke AZ Realtor, and then on YouTube as well. Julie
Okay.
Clarke Realtor.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.